Anthony Joshua maybe, but now my focus it's Daniel.
And you have no doubt that you're going to beat him?
I think I win, yeah.
Oleksandr Usyk isn't just focused. He's locked in like a sniper. No nerves, no doubt, just a quiet confidence that fills the room. He doesn't need to scream dominance. He radiates it. While Daniel Dubois prepares for war, Usyk is already mentally there. The real question isn't how Usyk will perform. It's whether Dubois can survive what's coming. Back in the gym for the rematch, Usyk isn't letting pressure dictate his preparation. Instead of going full throttle, he keeps things light, smiling, dancing, joking with his team. This isn't laziness. It's strategic calm. Usyk understands that a relaxed mind brings sharp results. He trains with discipline daily, but never lets tension cloud his focus. His confidence speaks louder than any trash talk. He trusts his experience, his movement, and his ring IQ to handle Dubois again. That calm energy, it's not weakness, it's precision. Where other fighters burn out chasing intensity, Usyk thrives in composure. His workouts aren't about breaking his body down, they're about sharpening it. Every drill has purpose, every round is measured. He saves mental energy by keeping his environment light, even playful. His team understands the rhythm. It's all part of a calculated mindset. As the rematch draws near, Usyk continues to prove that clarity and confidence are more dangerous than raw aggression. Still, not everyone is counting Dubois out. Karl Froch sees a potential surprise brewing. He noted that the first bout took place in Germany, conditions that may have tilted slightly in Usyk's favor. But Froch points out that Dubois isn't the same fighter anymore. His shocking win over Anthony Joshua turned heads and changed narratives. Froch believes Dubois has grown, mentally and physically, and might just be poised for a major upset. Reflecting on his own career, Froch spoke about retiring at 38, his unforgettable clash with George Groves at Wembley, and his Hall of Fame induction. He emphasized the brutal dedication it takes to make weight the right way. Champions like Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather.
It's a great fight, I think I'll give Dubois a shot in that fight. It's a good time. I mean, a little bit of inactivity because of the fight falling through against Joseph Parker, but, it's exciting.
He noted, always prioritized preparation. According to Froch, if Dubois takes that same disciplined approach, he becomes a far more dangerous opponent. Eddie Hearn, meanwhile, tries to stay optimistic, but there's a trace of doubt in his voice. He offers Dubois a narrow path to victory, though it feels more like damage control. The truth is hard to ignore. Dubois is stepping into a storm. That long layoff after the Parker loss didn't just dull his rhythm.
Daniel Dubois, Oleksandr Usyk, undisputed. It's been confirmed now for July 19th at Wembley Stadium. Can Dubois shock the world? Can he do what he couldn't do last time? He gave it a good go when they fought in, Germany, the first match, wasn't it? And he'll come on leaps and bounds since then, as we saw against Anthony Joshua. So you've got to give him a chance, better chance than last time.
Can he shock the world in a word? Yes, he can, because
it robbed him of sharpness. And Usyk, he's dialed in. relentless, battle-hardened. For Dubois, this isn't just bad timing, it's a reckoning. There couldn't be a worse time to face a fighter like Oleksandr Usyk. He's built for destruction and mentally sharper than ever. Still, Carl Froch isn't fully convinced Usyk can keep defying time. At 38, Froch warns, wear and tear become real, reflexes dull, joints ache, and reaction time fades. Though Usyk knows...
38 years old. Although he's not got the issue with weight, because it's heavyweight, you can weigh what you want.
True.
He's still got a mind that's slowing down. He's still got reflexes that are diminishing. He's still got old joints and old bones.
Yeah,
he's got
Tyson Fury fights.
Hundreds of fights in the amateurs.
Yeah, taking it out of him.
And Dubois young and fresh. And the first fight was quite close when Dubois was unsure of himself.
Yeah.
And Dubois gone and flattened AJ. Had a couple of fights with Gerald Miller. He's looked good against Hrgovic. You've got to say that Dubois now is a different machine.
Self-confidence will be...
And time waits for no man, as they're saying.
Longer drains himself with weight cuts as a heavyweight, Froch believes the Tyson Fury war and Usyk's long, punishing amateur career have left scars. Meanwhile, Daniel Dubois is surging. Young, explosive, and fresh off a massive win over Anthony Joshua, he's coming into this rematch with confidence and momentum. Their first bout was close, but Froch insists this is a different Dubois, no longer hesitant, but mature, composed, and dangerous. Usyk remains the favorite, but Froch now sees a path.
We've been together now for 24 months. We did, that first fight was 14 months camp, and new fighter, new trainer, relationship. Now, 24 months later, can you imagine? And you've seen what he's done in between that time, from the Usyk fight to now, what he's gone and done, and become a world champion. And the personnel he has beaten on the way, that suggests to how far he's come. And we're going to top it up by, this is all meant to be, this has all been written by God. The God that I worship. I questioned Usyk about his religious beliefs, because if you're a godly person like he prides himself on, how can you lie behind in the name of God? That's a sin.
To an upset. Trainer Don Charles echoed that sentiment, reflecting on the powerful journey he and Dubois have taken together. He described the last 2 years as a time of deep transformation, anchored by a grueling 14-month training camp ahead of the first Dike fight. That preparation, Charles believes, laid the foundation for Dubois' evolution into a world-class contender. With a world title and elite wins behind him, Charles calls Dubois' rise part of a divine plan. But Charles stirred controversy when he questioned Usyk's faith, implying hypocrisy and hinting at a deeper moral conflict. It was a sharp turn in the build-up to an already tense showdown. Yet while controversy brews around him, Usyk continues to shine, not just with his skills, but with his vibrant personality. One viral moment saw him break into a spontaneous, hilarious dance mid-camp, lighting up the room and reinforcing what makes him special. That carefree joy isn't a distraction, it's a weapon. Usyk's ability to elite elite focus with childlike joy is rare. While others tighten up on...
Now though, Jim. Yeah. So he knows how hard it is, how tough it is. I believe the first fight with him that he'd had enough. He'd had enough and he quit. So it is what it is. You can make as much of that or as little of it as you want. I think Daniel Dubois is now coming to a different stage in his career where he's understanding now of what needs to be done and what's at stake. I think he's shown that he can overcome difficult times in fights now. And I think the victory over Anthony Joshua is going to propel his confidence levels to an all-time high.
Under pressure, he relaxes and performs. This isn't showmanship, it's championship DNA. And it's why Dubois should be more concerned than ever. Because in a division dominated by raw power, Usyk's speed, footwork, and precision remain among the deadliest weapons in boxing. Usyk glides through training camp with laser focus, slipping punches, firing counters, and flowing with rhythm most heavyweights can't match. His quickness isn't just a physical advantage, it's tactical. It allows him to land clean.
This guy's an anomaly, he's a freak, he's the genius that boxing needs. This guy is, I can't put into words how good he is at what he does, Jim, but ultimately all good things have to come to an end. Eventually, yes, but I just don't think Daniel Dubois is the man to bring it to an end.
Sharp shots while dictating the pace and distance. Against slower, heavier foes, Usyk's speed becomes a nightmare. They simply can't keep up. As the rematch with Daniel Dubois nears, Tony Bellew offered a measured perspective. He acknowledged Dubois is no longer the same fighter who folded under pressure in their first meeting. Bellew didn't shy away from the truth. Dubois quit that night. But since then, he's matured, shown grit, and learned how to weather tough rounds. His upset win over Anthony Joshua, Bellew said, was a major turning point, proof that Dubois has grown into a real threat. Still, Bellew believes Usyk's superior ring IQ, precision, and timing will ultimately prove too much.
I said it to Oleksandr Usyk, and there's no favoritism here. I think it's Daniel Dubois' time. I think he's a ferocious
I have to agree with
beast. Yeah, absolutely. and I think he deserves all the plaudits. I think what walked into Wembley Stadium was an absolute gladiator, and I'm thrilled for him that he's coming out of himself, growing as a man, becoming more worldly and able to communicate with the media, and I think it's going to be a fabulous fight. Do
you believe that he can get it done inside the distance?
I think he has to get it done inside the distance.
Yeah. You don't think he can win on points?
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
While he respects Dubois' evolution, Bellew expects Usyk to break him down and win convincingly. On the other hand, Simon Jordan didn't hold back his confidence in Dubois. Speaking without allegiance, he described Dubois as a ferocious beast and praised his resurgence. What stood out to Jordan wasn't just the performance inside the ropes, but Dubois' maturity outside the ring. From walking into Wembley like a warrior to handling media pressure with composure, Dubois, he said, now carries himself like a champion. With July 19th fast approaching, Jordan is expecting a war. But he also offered a clear warning: Dubois must end it early. Outpointing Oleksandr Usyk, he said, is virtually impossible. If Dubois wants to turn this moment into history, he has to bring the storm and finish the fight inside the distance. So now, the question looms. Will Usyk dominate again with his skill and smarts, or will a transformed Dubois shock the world and seize the moment? That's it for today's video. What do you think? Will Usyk remain supreme, or is Dubois ready to rewrite the story? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore our other videos for more breakdowns, debates, and insider boxing coverage. Stay sharp, keep the gloves up, and we'll see you in the next one.